So today I want to talk about local SEO for CBD shops. It's also relevant for CBD brands in general, but especially anyone that's got a brick and mortar. We so often focus on wide-scale marketing, reaching out to everyone possible. However, if you run a brick and mortar, then local SEO will be a much greater tactic to deliver a hyper-targeted audience. As a shop selling CBD products, you can enhance both your online sales and footfall through the door, helping you to become the main seller in your city. So you can quite easily beat the big guns with a little bit of work. So the first thing I want to mention is creating your Google My Business account. This should be one of your first thoughts. You can just go through to their site, accounts.google.com, and then set up an account and add your business. They will require verification that you're actually based at your address. So they will send you a postcard with a verification code on it. They say it arrives in just a few days, but I've had it weeks later, and sometimes it hasn't ever arrived, at which point you can just request it again, and they will send it out, and you do get it eventually. You don't need to speak to anyone. This is dead easy and quick to sort out. Try to add as many details as possible, include a rich description, any special offers you have in place, and pictures of your shop. But most importantly, pick the right category that matches your brand. Next one is adding your address to your website, and you'd be surprised how many don't do this. You need to ensure your address is listed on your website. This could be both in the footer, meaning it will be present on every page. Well, it should also be on your contact page. You should also add a local phone number where people can reach out to you. Local pages. This is a great trick if you cover a few areas where you want to rank for. If I use my area as an example, I could have a page on CBD oil in Brighton, where I talk about the shop, about the interest for CBD in the area, whether delivery is possible and everything like that, including around 600 to 1,000 words on that page alone. I could then also have a page on CBD oil in Hove, which is the area just across. The area which, as people who live in Hove will probably be more than happy to walk 10 minutes over going all the way to Brighton to visit the store. This is a common trick for the construction industry, where they might service a number of areas and want to rank for more than one location. Next is NAP, which stands for name, address, and phone number. Basically, you want to get your business listed in a number of locations, from local directories to government sites or your local council. Also know I've just mentioned local directories. I know directories have a bad stigma to them, but actually when you're looking on local SEO, they actually are quite useful, especially local-based ones. So any Brighton directories would be really good for me. The most important thing is that the name, address, and phone number are all consistent. So if you've changed any of those details over time, you need to go back to those sites and update them. Internal linking. We often talk about the power of backlinks. However, internal links are one of the most undervalued tactics in SEO. You should try to add local keyword-rich internal links to the site. You could be pointing from your contact page to your localized pages with the internal link Brighton CBD shop. Next is Google reviews. There have been multiple studies showing gaining positive Google reviews can significantly help your rankings from the local pack on Google. So many small businesses aim to get reviews on sites like TripAdvisor or on their own platform, which I'm not knocking, but they would be much better off getting a review on Google, or both if possible. This will also show up on branded search results, so it is important you have, basically reduce the negative ones or cover them. I have found sites who have been struggling, and I pointed out they have 2 reviews, both 1 star, showing up every time their brand is searched for. How do you think that will affect their conversions when you look like just a pirate company? You should also make sure to respond to all reviews, whether positive or negative. It is definitely more important if you respond to the negative ones. Mobile optimization. You might be a store, but your site is still pivotal to people finding your business and learning more about you. However, the majority of search takes place on mobile, or Google is mobile first, highlighting the importance of showing up properly and having a quick page speed. Check what your site looks like on multiple mobile devices and make any necessary changes. It'll be worth the time and money. Next is local business markup. If you haven't heard about Schema, you need to. You should add local business markup to your site, or you should test it's all working with the structured data testing tool. This is a free tool to use, by the way, by Google. If you're on WordPress, then you should be able to find a number of free plugins that will instantly apply this all for you. Link building. I've covered this quite heavily on my website, so you can check that out as well. Unlike link building for national brands, you can lower your targets a bit with a local business. You should think local first as well, so you will see much greater improvements from a local bakery linking to you more than a powerful site that isn't in your city. This is something I've actually learned over time, and I've seen it at multiple conferences, but it was seeing it in practice. That was actually amazing. To see whether you can arrange a link partnership with shops near you, you could also turn up to local events or sponsor them. Beyond this, I've also created a list of CBD bloggers you might want to see if any are in your area. Local publications, I could include this one under link building, but many local papers don't link anymore, or the link is no follow, so I wanted to put this under a different section. You'll find it much easier to get featured in your local paper than you would a national publication. They're screaming out for content, you just need to provide something of value. You could be doing something for charity as a firm or have a bizarre customer story. Next one is build a blog. You can create content around a mix of subjects. First, you can look into terms your competitors are bringing traffic for and write your own version, but longer and better. But you can also write about local focus subjects and local events. Optimize the meta. You will know the main local terms you should be ranking for, or you can use a Google Keyword Planner to find that out, which you get when you use AdWords, where you should ensure each page is targeting an individual category or term. This should be included in the title and H1 as well as within the content of the page. Don't keyword stuff, don't go crazy, it just needs to be there. You should also look to include synonyms of these terms. While you're there, try to ensure your meta description is a good sales pitch to increase the click-through rate to your site. HTTPS, this is the final point I want to make. Smaller brand, more likely they have set up the HTTPS site migration. SSL is actually the old version of protocol, still commonly used term, but now it's actually TLS. You need to ensure you have HTTPS in place, while the HTTP version has to 301 redirect to the equivalent HTTPS page on your site. This should be treated as a site migration. Therefore, you should apply the change of address in Search Console. Hope you found that useful.